Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the day once again on a Sunday. The,
Welcome to
the
Border
border,
and
the Maritime and Border Show.
today we're going to be looking at our border, land border, and we're going to be looking at it in too many ways. As we know, we hear that a lot of smuggling, a lot of illicit drugs, small arms, infiltration, all come through the land border. And we're going to be looking at it critically, and questions will be asked and answers will be given. And we have a guest that will be doing justice to it once we start off, once we get to that point of it. Don't forget, this is an interactive program. As we progress, we'll keep the phone lines open. And when we do that, we expect you to call. Interestingly, the management has moved our time from 1 hour to 2 hours. So it's going to be from 12:30 to 2:30. I mean, that's interesting. So as it appears, your adverts would come handy to keep our show
going.
running.
Yeah.
My name is Prince Chilaka, and I have with me
Dele Utomi. You're welcome to the program Maritime and Border Show. As Francis rightly said, this is an interactive program, and we have numbers that you can call in to participate in. Yeah. So as the time goes on, we reel out the numbers to you. We have to start with the news, the things that made news in the week. Francis.
All right, we'll start with, usually when we start the news, we look at customs because customs seems to be the umbrella of this show. They have more to do, they have more to say, and with the kind of CG they have, they seem to be coming up with innovations every week, every day. You just wake up, custom has one thing to throw at your face.
Yeah.
Business-friendly customs reforms and commendation from airline operators. So you'll be wondering, why are the airline operators suddenly
Commending the customs.
yeah. But the Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, has praised the significant reforms introduced by the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, under the leadership of Controller General Adewale Adeniyi, describing the transformation as a major improvement for the aviation industry and the broader business environment. Speaking on behalf of ON, President Allen Onyema commended the CGC for its reforms and pro-business approach. He described the new customs leadership as one that has fostered collaboration rather than conflict between the service and private sector operators. Onyema likened past dealings with customs to climbing a mountain blindly, marked by frequent conflicts and frustrations. However, he commended the new customs leadership for fostering collaboration, listening to business concerns, and supporting the sector's growth. I mean, this is very
Quite
highly
commendable.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because somebody telling you that before now, their relationship was like climbing a mountain blindly.
It says a lot. That says a lot.
That says a lot.
Of course, you know, we've been saying on this program, you know, where the government does well, we commend them. Where they got it wrong, right, is the appointment of CGC Bashir Adeniyi. He has been is somebody who is innovative in his approach, and his training program for both customs officials and other stakeholders is everything about what he does is commendable. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the minister champions ocean protection, blue economy boom at World Maritime Day 2025. In a vivid celebration of World Maritime Day 2025, themed Our Ocean, Our Obligation, Our Opportunity, Nigeria's Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola, CON, alongside maritime leaders, ignited a powerful call to action to safeguard the ocean while unveiling bold plans to elevate Nigeria's maritime sector into a sustainable economic powerhouse. Oyetola underscored the ocean's critical role in global trade, environmental health, and livelihoods, warning of threats from pollution and climate change, highlighting transformative government initiatives from cutting-edge port upgrades to renewable ocean energy projects. He painted the blue economy. Echoing the urgency to turn stewardship into tangible outcomes, the minister rallied stakeholders and the world community for intensified cooperation and innovation to protect these vast resources that produces 80% of Earth's oxygen and fuels, over 80% of global trade. I mean, for me, I think where I'm going to be praising the minister is this new initiative of trying so hard to ensure that boats no longer collapse in our waters. The sinking of boats and all of that, it's something that's commendable, but let's see how far they can go with it. But I think government should invest in life jackets more, so that those operators...
Yeah. You mean capsizing of boats?
Yes.
Yeah, I was, I think they are doing that. The last time I was at a forum where over 3,500 life jackets were distributed to boat operators in Lagos State, and they did that also in Ogun. And the thing is that we also need to educate Nigerians more about the safety, to be safety conscious, because most times you see people within the hinterland, you give them these life jackets, they say, I know go wear them. They need to enforce the wearing of the life jackets in order to save lives.
Yeah, I also think that, the Nigerian Actors Guild, who are always showcasing themselves in the waters, need to do more, because I see most of them, they just carelessly ride on the waters without life jackets, and they're not encouraging the youth at all.
Funny enough, we have somebody we have in the studio is our guest is also an actor, somebody who plays in that field. I'm letting the cat out of the bag.
Maybe when we go, we'll ask him whether he has gone on water without the life jacket.
In one of their acting duties.
Interestingly, the week has been a very interesting one between Pengassan and Dangote Refinery.
Yeah.
Pengassan has ordered gas supply cut to Dangote Refinery. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengassan, has ordered its members across key oil and gas companies to halt supply of crude oil and gas to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. The order follows the alleged sack of 800 workers by Dangote Petroleum Refinery last Thursday. In a memo by the General Secretary of Pengassan, Comrade Lumumba Okubawa, to branch chairman in Total Energies, Renaissances, Chevron, Shell Nigeria Gas, Oando, and Seplat, Producing Nigeria Unlimited, Pengassan directed the immediate shutdown of valves and suspension of all crude loading operations to the facility. INGC chairman ensured that gas supply to the refinery is cut off effectively immediately. The directive reads in part. The move comes just 2 days after Dangote Refinery disengaged about 800 workers, describing the exercise as part of an ongoing reorganization to protect the facility from repeated acts of sabotage that had raised safety concerns and hampered operations. In response, let me finish. In response, Dangote Refinery slams Pengassan, says union directive amounts to economic sabotage. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has accused the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengassan, of attempting to sabotage the country's energy supply chain. The refinery claims that Pengassan directives to cut off crude oil and gas supplies to the facility is a brazen display of lawlessness and criminality that could plunge Nigeria into widespread fuel scarcity. The dispute between Dangote Refinery and Pengassan stems from the refinery's decision to disengage some workers, which Pengassan claims was in response to their efforts to unionize. And now the question is, why has this war been on? What is the problem with allowing the staffs of Dangote to join the union? I, for one, think that there is more to this than meets the eye. It looks as if there's a plight in one hand, somebody to be on the side of monopoly, and the other side, somebody to be on the side of control. How do we get out of this quagmire?
Yeah, like I said before, the fight is getting messier, and they say when the two elephants fight, the grass suffers. The grass in this case, now in this analogy, will be Nigerians, because if they carry out the threat of cutting supplies to Dangote refineries, they are going to cut. Of course, their production is going to stop, and then there will be fuel scarcity once again, and then the multiplier effect will happen. Prices will skyrocket, transport, food, and everything. It's getting messier. I think they should have a middle way to settle this thing, and then let life go on.
No, but I think that the excuse that is being given by Dangote for leaving its workers is totally unacceptable. No matter the sabotage, no matter what you think about, you don't. Two wrongs don't make a right. You don't take such action when you already know you have a heated argument with another organization. It's like you're trying to blackmail Pengassan and push them into the waters. But whatever it is, I would appeal to these two giants
that's what
to calm down.
We appeal to them to please sheath their sword so that peace may reign, and then business may continue to, things may continue to go in a normal way.
World Maritime Day 2025. Shippers Council joins global community to celebrate, emphasizes sustainable blue economy. The Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigerian Port Industry Regulator, Thursday joined maritime industry operators worldwide to mark the 2025 edition of the World Maritime Day. The well-attended event, which took place at Eco Hotel and Suites in Lagos, enabled the Nigerian Shippers Council to join the global community to appreciate industry stakeholders whose resilience, innovation, and investments have continued to keep Nigeria's maritime sector and national economy afloat and thriving. It also afforded the NSC opportunity to fully participate in a one-day citizens and stakeholders engagement for the Maritime and Blue Economy Ministry and her agencies on the theme "From Policy to Impact, Finance is Key." While the NSC celebrated maritime stakeholders for holding strong in the face of scarring economic realities, it called for unwavering commitment and more perseverance going forward to overcome numerous challenges ahead and chart a bolder course towards innovation, sustainability, and shared successes. I mean, this is good.
Yeah.
That the Shippers Council is doing this, but people still are complaining, and the complaint is hindered on the backlash, the glitches we're getting from Otogu, and the fact that they feel that the Shippers Council has not done enough.
That is the customs, you mean?
Yeah, no. I mean, yes, but I'm talking about Shippers Council. They have not done enough with the shipping lines to help reduce the demurrage that importers and agents pay.
Yeah.
So Shippers Council, good one, but people are still asking you to do more, especially now that we're having all these glitches with the Biodogo system. Full list of items exempted from paying 4% FOB, says the customs. Spare parts of commercial airlines operating in Nigeria, importers of raw materials and government projects with import duty exemption certificates, goods imported for humanitarian, life-saving and other related purposes, as well as beneficiaries of the Presidential Initiative for Unlocking Healthcare Value Chain, have been exempted from paying the 4% free on board FOB by the Nigerian Customs Service. This was disclosed over the weekend by the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, while addressing journalists in Lagos after consultation with the leadership of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, led by Otumba Francis Mishoye, over the 4% FOB. I don't know why Custom is insisting on collecting this 4%, even though the Minister for Finance has come out boldly, written to them to say suspend it. Maybe we need to get Customs here one of these days to explain to us why they are suddenly claiming that they are no longer under the Ministry of Finance. Yeah, I mean, it's sounding very funny.
You know that the 4% free on board payment or collection is for the welfare of the customs. And with that being so, you'll know that they have vested interest in it. So maybe the Ministry of Finance did not clarify their order. Maybe there's more. They need to get more information from them. That's why the CG had to come out to say these are the things you shouldn't pay the 4% FOB on.
No, but I think it boils down to the fact that control. We need to know who is in charge. We need to.
Of course, the Ministry of the Nigerian Customs Service is under the Ministry of Finance.
So if the minister gives a directive, no matter what, we expect that the CG of
you take
Customs,
it hook, line, and sinker.
Yes, but this back and forth, it's all about interest, and it's not in the interest of the ordinary Nigerians.
Maybe our guest has more information.
No, when we get
that.
to it,
we have to react to it.
Yeah.
Of course, it's one of the reasons why he's here today. One of the reasons why he's here today. So,
Nigeria's economy at a crossroads, rising debts, eased NPR, and cost to citizens. Nigeria stands today at a troubling intersection where its ballowing debt profile and the 27% monetary policy rate, NPR, collide to choke growth and deepen hardship. The Central Bank of Nigeria, in its wisdom, recently eased the benchmark rate, but at levels that remain painfully high for households and businesses. The rationale is clear: tame inflation, stabilize the naira, and restore confidence. But in practice, the fallout of this policy, coupled with the government's mounting debts, is suffocating the very engine of economic recovery. Nigeria's debt trajectory has reached alarming proportions. As of the first quarter of 2025, the nation's public debt stood at 149.39 trillion, with external obligations of about $45.9 billion and domestic debt exceeding 78 trillion. Experts warn that the situation is unsustainable, with debt servicing consuming over 90% of revenues. This leaves little room for investment in critical infrastructure, schools, or hospitals. The sharp increase in Nigeria's debt under the current administration illustrates the gravity of the situation. When President Bola Tinubu took office in June 2023, total public debt, federal, state, and the FCT stood at 87.38 trillion. Where do we go from here?
That has doubled. Well, I'm not an economist, but listening to what analysts, economics say about debt profile, what I feel is that there's alarming bells are ringing. We shouldn't be in so much debt, and more so when we are borrowing for the things we should not borrow for.
But you know why I find interesting and sad that pains me is that we borrow and we share.
Yeah,
you borrow money and you give out money. You say you're doing palliatives.
That is exactly where my point. You don't borrow money to share to people to say in the name of trying to empower people. You're borrowing money and it doesn't make sense. And in the end, you ask yourself, how many poor people are actually, in effect, get that money?
For me, it's not even about the poor. It's about how do you pay back the money.
Yeah.
It's like a father going to borrow money. You're not using it to pay your children's school fees.
You use it to cook soup.
You just use it to do party.
All right,
it's
ridiculous.
Like I said, every week, every day you wake up from sleep, the Nigerian Custom has a new innovation. Nigerian Custom unveils one-stop shop initiative to boost trade facilitation. The Nigerian Customs Service has officially introduced its one-stop shop OSS initiative, a major reform aimed at reducing cargo clearance time to 48 hours. The initiative was unveiled on September 23, 2025, during a meeting with NCS management and customs area controllers in Abuja. The OSS framework will enable all customs units to work jointly on flagged declarations, eliminating multiple checks and reducing delays. Consignments cleared under the OSS will not be subject to reinterception, a move aimed at reducing cost and enhancing trade facilitation. Controller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi described the OSS as a transformative shift in line with global best practices and the federal government's ease of doing business policy. He stressed that the reform is designed to sanitize operations, reduce duplication of efforts, and ensure predictability in customs procedures. The OSS initiative is expected to strengthen trade confidence, restore transparency, and make customs operations more business friendly. The reform will also enhance accountability with a new central dashboard tracking clearance times, interventions, and stakeholders' satisfaction. The OSS initiative will be piloted at Apapa, Tinkan Island, and Onne ports before being rolled out nationwide. I mean, whatever it is, as we hear, it is a good innovation, but I have a problem with the Nigerian customs and their innovations. First of all, you don't introduce a new thing without carrying your stakeholders along. The stakeholders should be the ones to drive these initiatives. But you just find out that every now and then they introduce and then they begin to invite stakeholders for meetings. It's as if the stakeholders are not the partners that the custom wants us to believe that they are.
That's the complaints that stakeholders have always been giving. Well, I don't know. I don't know what inspires this. Although I know what inspires this. The need for us to develop and develop faster. The need for us to modernize. Those are the things that inspire.
Yeah, but you don't.
But you don't go do it by the people who are supposed to be driving it. The stakeholders who are part of the major component of the whole thing. You have to let them know. You train them and inform them, you train them so that when these things come in, they don't start looking like fish out of water. That's
yeah, because I know that at the end of the day, the CG of Customs and his management teams, they have good initiatives, but those people down the ladder, those rank and files, those other officers, they would create bottlenecks. And it is the bottlenecks that they create that make these things don't work. And, people have been, I believe that with time, we will start calling that name of custom officers because we are receiving messages on a daily basis of some custom officers that are truncating the efforts of the CG.
Yeah.
And today we're going to warn you as a custom officer. If you're one of those who have created an avenue to truncate the efforts of the CG, be wary, because once we get your names, your rank, and everything, we will put it on air so that people will know who they are dealing with and know how best to approach them.
Of course, that's economic sabotage.
Yes.
When you try to make things that are supposed to make life, do ease of doing business that the federal government preaches, and you try to make it not to work, it's sabotage, and you are denying the government of the revenue they are trying to make, and then create the opportunities.
No, it's not even about revenue. It's about the suffering of importers and agents. As well as
part of it.
border terminal owners.
It's a whole lot of things.
Yeah, they just create some custom officers just create bottlenecks. They just wake up from sleep and they decide to do certain things that are illegality, and they want to justify it. And when you say they'll say, it's from above, information, instruction from above. Who is the above? So, like I said, we would start reaching out. We'll start calling out names as people send them in, and nobody will be spared. If we need to sanitize the customs, especially the maritime industry, we will go.
Of course, it's not just about the custom. We are talking about the maritime industry.
Exactly.
So we need everybody to obey the rules and play by the book.
Once more, this is the Maritime
and Border Show with Diliu Tommy, and
Prince Chilaka.
we have as our guest today an actor, a maritime guru. Please reel out his resume.
No. This is not the way we don't reel out people's CV. We're here to talk business.
Okay.
We're not,
He's an actor, a politician, a maritime guru, a freight forwarder of repute for about over 20 years experience. A man that a whole lot of people within the country know about. Well, welcome to this program, Chief Ejike Metu.
Thank you very much.
please, can you just move
Come
your
closer so that the
so
audience
because
can
it's
hear
going to be
you
a
clearer.
hot seat.
Yes.
You know.
I was afraid of coming closer. I don't know.
All right, you're welcome to this show. Basically, what do we do here? We try to educate Nigerians. We try to look at the maritime industry, how a system can work smoothly. We know that the maritime industry is sitting on trillions of billions of revenue accruable to government. Ordinarily, this sector should actually override the oil sector if things are done properly. But every day we hear complaints. It's either people are talking about customs bottlenecks, they're talking about the Shippers Council, they're talking about the Nigerian Ports Authority, they're talking about NIMASA. So these are the issues we discuss here every Sunday. And like we said, it's a show that allows those at home to participate.
Yeah.
You know, but we're going to reel out the numbers later. But let's come down to why we are here today. We're going to be looking at Seme border, and from what I gather, Seme border is actually one of the busiest and most strategic border posts in West Africa.
That's the largest border post in West Africa.
Yet, there are no scanners, no lighting systems, and the bridges are not functional.
They've not had public electricity for about 7 years.
So, Oga, now your field be this. Tell us what is really happening. Is it that the ECOWAS, in the quotes, are not contributing their quota, or is it that the Nigerian side is not doing what they're supposed to do?
Thank you very much. He said, talk about Seme border, and you talk about being the biggest, largest, but you forgot that Seme border is situated on that international route, covering so many countries. And that is where it becomes so strategic, that whatever happens in Seme border, it's like the reception room of a 5-star hotel.
Okay.
From that reception, you get to know what is inside. You have ruled out these encumbrances. I use the word encumbrances because having been in Seme border and worked there for these more than 20 years, that's why I was looking at him when he said 20 years. Some of these things you mentioned are ordinary things we would have taken for as a given. Being an international border is not just about Seme Nigerian side of it. We have the Krake, the Benin side of it too. Even looking at it today, we raise our shoulders as for the structures you see, because if you remember when the initial picture of Seme border and what you're looking at today, I would say there have been tremendous infrastructural improvements. Yeah. And when they came for that, we thought it wasn't going to be possible. Without sounding immodest, I was part of the people in a meeting that decided when to start the construction of what we are seeing today at the border.
Okay.
So, no national grid. Mm-hmm. This is where the paradox is very confusing.
Yeah.
Confusing in the sense that the Nigerian side doesn't have light. You just walk across a thin line. You enter the Benin side. They have 24 hours light. So I don't know what answer you want me to give you, because I'm not even comparing. I made a statement of facts. The same border. Just cross a block. You are in Benin, and they have 24 hours of light. They across the Nigerian side, we all know what's going on there. But then, if Asorok is planning to use 18 billion to do what they say they want to do, I'm praying that maybe they remember Seme to also buy inverters and whatever to fix that Seme. I leave it at that. Thank you very much.
No, wait. Are you saying that because the presidency is saying that they want to move out of the national grid and start using solar, that they should also do the same?
You are talking about they are moving out. We have never had.
Not even been there.
We have not been. You are talking about.
It's not on the national grid. That's
we are
what
talking now. See, there are two different things. If you have owned something for a while, say I don't want to own it again. I want to go to another one. That's a different thing. You never owned it at all.
They don't have.
So we are not moving out of. We don't ask it, but I am praying and asking the Asorok and whoever. As you're buying that, buy for Seme.
Yeah, add Seme own to it.
Add Seme own to it.
All right, sir. Another one. Between January and May 2025, the command generated over 3.57 billion in revenue and facilitated export consignments of 220,300 metric tons, valued at 47 billion free on board. And then we're asking, with the dilapidated state of that border, and they're generating this, what lies ahead if that place is properly maintained?
That goes back to what you said about the maritime industry, because it's a whole generic name is maritime industry, and you have different players. You can imagine what they are doing. If they can raise that, it's just like using your hand to extract water from the rock. But then, if you have facilities that make it easier, you can quadruple what you just mentioned. And these are the things we are also working at collectively, because it's a collective teamwork. The problem we have is that sometimes some of us believe that it's about them. Just like you said, when you have a new innovation, like what happens in certain arms of government, security agencies, they arrest you first before they start investigating. Whereas you're supposed to do your investigation before you arrest. So with Seme, I want to say that there has been this unity of purpose, not minding the hardship. I need that the officers there need to be commended. I'm not saying it because I'm from there. I'm saying it because I am a daily witness to the extra effort they put in their jobs. And we have been praying that the road construction there should finish. And let him bring it to an end, because you get some spots where you find it difficult to navigate the trucks. And I will use this opportunity to also say to you, as a corporate station, as individuals, I've heard what you said. And when I listen to you, the way you are saying it is the way we should go. We're not looking at anybody's face. If we want Nigeria to change, we need to change the way we look at things. We need to change the way we say things. If you don't want the heat, don't enter the kitchen. Now, I will also say that the officers are men at Seme, not just the customs alone. You have immigration there. You have the Interpol, quarantine, all of them. The unity of purpose there is something I always commend them. They can do more when they are encouraged. But you find one factor. These are arms, because there are hierarchy of authority. It's just a branch. You are answerable to a higher authority. And depends on what they provide to you. That is what you use to work. How I wish that those highest authorities will also see our vision and our dream and come to the aid of Seme. Knowing the importance of that particular border, please, I use this opportunity to talk to government. why I say government is the father and mother of all these parastatals. Let them prioritize improvement, human, physical, and whatever logistic improvement as Seme border. And with or without, basically or barely without nothing, they are generating this. How much more when you have made their job easier? I'm saying it because I'm a stakeholder there. I'm saying it because it's our farmland, Nigerian farmland. But I will also say this. Seme border is not basically about generating revenue.
Yeah.
Seme border is about the corporate image of Nigeria. And this is where I thank the different CSCs, the different immigration officers, quarantine. The behavioral attitude of their men has changed significantly because they are beginning to understand that attitude, the smile you give to a foreigner, he lives with that impression that this is the smile you get in Nigeria. If you talk, misbehave, or you're unfriendly, hostile, his beliefs. So the men are doing wonderfully well, I would say, the different arms.
Yeah. Okay, sir. You just said something generally about the different CACs. I'm quite aware that the last CAC that was there, not mentioning names, the one that just left, each time he invites the press for a briefing, he's always harping on this problem of electricity, that for the past 7 years, electricity has not been there, and this and that. It keeps harping on the problems that they have to go through to do their work. Because, of course, most of the things there, you need electricity to do your work there, the computer and the rest. Why is it that the federal government is not listening? Because he keeps saying it, and I'm sure he's talking to his bosses. He's talking to the federal government. Why do you think they are not listening to him?
It boils down to what I said. I used an analogy. If Asorok is buying, yes, this was when you're asking me. If Asorok is thinking of a different
Source of energy.
And that's why you might call it on a jovial way, but I'm very serious about what I'm saying, because
They should think about
if Asorok
cemetery.
is doing so, let them think about it. What it means is they don't believe in the national grid. If Asorok of all places is afraid of power outage, that they are talking about using 18 billion. Maybe that's the beginning, or that might not be the final cost. All the previous custom CSCs, they had always, even the current one, because with electricity power, it easy. That was what I was saying. Easy solve the pressure they go through. We are the one who know what they go through. And my friend Chilaka mentioned real doubt figures. And the essence of information is for people to know. Sometimes you see that what they are doing there is just like blinking in the dark. But with the press, I thank God. And with the CSCs we have had. Because if you don't say this is what you're going through, they know. They don't want you to. But you know, the when you come to governance and these positions, sometimes they want to be careful. You understand?
Be careful in what
Be
sense?
careful in different senses, because
Be careful in
be careful in knowing that whoever put you there may have his briefings for you. And just like I came in here, I saw your face. You are not looking too fine, but you say you must come out today. But your face is getting better now. It's about, when I say be careful, it's about moods and the changes in the mood. Are you telling me they don't know that there have been no light at Seme border for this number of
Maybe
years?
somebody has not said it at the right
Somebody has been saying it, because I said in black and white, it said, cross a block, you enter Benin Republic. And they have 24 hours of light.
Okay, let us move away. I'm happy you've praised the custom men and women of the Nigerian custom and other
And all the agencies at the border.
But then there's this problem as well: is why do we have multiple customs and immigration posts for the same corridor? Why do you have multiple checks?
It's an international route. If you are talking about, well, you see, there was something you said in the course of reading your lesson, and I was laughing because you're talking about the international route.
Yeah.
You're talking about when you go inside our country, you see immigration officers inside your own village.
No,
So I know we are discussing the border today.
Why I'm talking about this is, it's supposed to be an ECOWAS system.
Yes,
Owned.
yes.
Now, if you look at the ECOWAS country, when you enter Benin, between you and I have gone there. From that border, you don't see any other checkpoints.
No, you do.
No, you don't.
You do.
How many do you see?
It's not a question of you don't. You do.
How many do you see?
It's not a question of you do. This is my route. I go
Let's
there.
rephrase the question. I want to rephrase the question.
Yes.
Maybe before, since we've been...
Maybe the preponderance of the checkpoints you see are not the same.
Aaron Francis passed that route, the number of checkpoints have reduced.
Yeah.
How...
But still, you're complaining.
How many,
you're still complaining.
Of course not. The last person that came here that made reference to the checkpoint here, talked about at least 5 custom checkpoints, about 12 police checkpoints, and of course other checkpoints. Why do they have so many? I can understand the customs, the reason, because they reduced theirs from probably around 10 to that 4 or 5. So why do we still have so many checkpoints on the...
When you talk about the custom checkpoints, you find that there are different routes.
No, we're talking about that stretch.
We're talking about that stretch.
That's
not
coming there.
not different corridors.
You go straight from my 2 to the border.
Yeah.
But me, I know that from Baji, from Seme to Baji,
yes,
there are routes there. From Baji down, possibly because
yeah.
Then after that, because this is our route, we know. They themselves, they know. So they strategically position those things. But I am not trying to defend those checkpoints because for what we are saying, 1 or 2 would have been the ideal thing. You checkpoint into the town, checkpoint into the markets. Are they helping facilitate trade? Any trade that has gotten to its destination has gotten to its destination. But to answer you, every checkpoints, immigration, whatever.
Police.
I don't want to talk about the police. I'm sorry.
Why would you talk about the Nigerians?
Because they are my friends.
They have more checkpoints than any
other.
other.
People say that the police are my friends. I tell you the pinch of salt.
It's your friend. See, when we were in primary school, we used to sing, I remember when I was a soldier. That's a very pathetic lie. You are in primary school and you are a soldier age. You are remembering. And you're asking me the police checkpoint. I said, the police are my friend. So even if they have 1,000 checkpoints, they're my friend. What do you want to hear from me? But then, seriously speaking, I think it's about time the police itself should look at itself. We are on air. But whether you like it or not, there are things that are very obvious. I don't know what it is. Is it in the gene of men who enter the policemen who enter the police station? Or is it a fault of us, the society? I will be very charitable with the words I will use because the police are my friend. As a journalist, sincerely speaking, they are the good ones. And when you meet the good ones, whatever you may have suffered from the hands of any policeman, that particular good one, the experience you had with him, we call you to order to say, oh, I thought they were all bad. So while we encourage them to improve on their behavioral attitude, we also want to ask our men and officers who are very good to be more prominent. Why I'm saying this is, it is what you meet you use to judge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you know why I'm particular about these checkpoints, and I'll tell you why. I am not looking at the trade that goes on between the 2 borders. I am looking at tourism. Because we should make money from tourism. We should make money from people entering in terms of language, in terms of food, in terms of hospitality. But when you have too many checkpoints, you kill that tourism spirit.
Exactly. That's why I said, now, ignorantly, we may not know. I use the word we. because I'm also a policeman. I may not wear the uniform. You are also a policeman. But most of the powers and authority you also have it. You can arrest. Depending
Citizenship arrest.
Citizenship arrest. You can arrest. But the law demands as soon as you do, within the barest minutes, hand over to the proper authority. We have so internalized our sense of revenue generation to oil that even those who have more oil than us, you go to United Arab Emirates, you don't hear them talk about oil. Tourism is the major thing. But when you are telling a policeman at a checkpoint that what you are doing is detrimental to, we may have gotten used to what you do to us. What of those who are coming in from outside the country? I say, are you teaching me my job? I may not teach you your job, but I'm calling your attention to the dangers you are doing to the revenue generation of the Federation. That is it. I hope. Anyway, I'm not hoping they're hearing. But mind you, whatever I say here today, I still remain your friend, though.
All right. Let me just take us before the appointment.
Can we take a...
No, hold on, come. Yeah. We have enough time. Before the appointment of my friend and your friend and his friend, who is now a DCG, Charles Obi, when he was an ACG in charge of Zone A, he paid a visit to this border. And when he did that visit, I think the CSC then was
Oramalugo.
Just the immediate first.
Good.
Oramalugo.
Just left a few weeks ago.
Yes, he said something. And I'll quote him. He said, I appealed for the streamlining of security checks along the corridor, starting from here to Badagry. I have ensured only 3 customs checkpoints, but other agencies still have too many. And then the question I'm asking is, if the customs who are meant to control trade in terms of illicit drugs, arms, has only 3, why do you have other agencies running the whole place as if it's an all-comers affair?
From as far as Sabara, you have immigration. Then you begin to ask yourself, Agbara as busy as
far
on the
as
two
Agbara.
sides of her. Yes, Agbara. If you're on,
and the road is not good.
On the 2 divide, if you're going to Seme, your right is Ogun State.
Yeah.
Your left is Lagos State.
Yeah.
You start seeing immigration. And from that point, you see immigration nothing less than 5 or 6 times. The experience I had on Friday, immigration stopped me. And the young man bent into my car and said, who are you? I asked him, who are you? Introduce yourself to me. Which unit are you? He said, I asked you. He said, you are right, but I want to know the person I'm talking to. It became an issue. Okay, sir, I'm immigration. Very simple answer to my question. You're asking me, the way he asked me, I answered him in Igbo language. I would tell you I was running myself. I'm just reporting myself. I answered him in Igbo. So eventually one of his colleagues came, said, Oga. I said, the mere fact that I answered him in Igbo, and without sounding immodest, my car has federal road because I'm a special marshal. I had the uniform and the emblem. He said, anyway, he said, people can impersonate. He said, I didn't hear that in English because I don't know how. I was speaking Igbo. A way of telling you, Nabumonia Nigeria. I don't understand Igbo. I'm not asking for how did you know I am speaking Igbo?
Yeah.
Why I'm saying this is the thing we're talking about tourism. What if I'm not a Nigerian? Even if I'm not a Nigerian, for me to have gotten to the point where you are means that other people have also. I didn't come from the bush. I was trekking on the road. And from the point where this thing happened, from Seme border to where this thing happened, I have passed about 3 or 4 immigration checkpoints. I was coming to Badagry, exactly.
Okay.
To Baji Bridge. It was at Baji Bridge this thing happened. So this thing goes to tell you, when you ask about the observation made by SVOB, Custom Trade, but other agencies, it still boils down to what I'm saying. It is here you said, and a directive was given by the Minister of Finance. And one of the departments under the ministry has not obeyed that directive. You begin to question where is this issue of discipline in a command structure? Because if a department is under a ministry, it means that the minister is ministering over that department.
Sure.
Now, the proliferation of all these agencies is a very important. It's very important program that the government should also have to bring out time. I don't want to be very, I find it, I'm just trying to be careful what I will say, because we all know, but we don't know.
No, if you.
No, we all know, but we don't know.
No, the listeners don't know.
Why? The listeners don't know. Yes, you're correct, because most of them may not have know what we're talking about or pass that route, but you and I will pass it. And we know that.
I don't know as well.
Okay, you don't know as well. You know that in our country, once you put up a checkpoint, and whatever it is, and for whatever it is, you create a committee. Once that committee, whether by mission or commission, has collected anything monetary, judicial, and you say you want to disband that committee, you face another problem, disbanding the committee.
So you need another committee to
another committee to disband, and after that you continue forming committees.
All right, so let me ask you this question. You spend more time at the borders,
yes,
so to say. What is your take on FOU?
Federal Operations Unit.
Yes.
Federal Operations Unit, you have zone A, B, C.
Yeah.
Talking about,
we're talking about A.
Zone A. Federal operations, by its nomenclature, serves as a check and balance. If the Custom Command in its wisdom has decided there will be a FOU, just like Obiorika, I believe you read Things Fall Apart. Obiorika went to Okonkwo when the oracle had decided that Ikemefuna must die. He said, my friend, it's not your duty to question the oracle on why Ikemefuna must die. Neither is it your duty to kill Ikemefuna. The Custom Command created Federal Operations Units. And somehow, I know what are they supposed to do? Check and balance. Because we don't trust ourselves. If not, we are talking about custom service. But it's still at the whims and caprices of the management of custom to say these are the units we create. So for me, FOU has been serving as a buffer to make sure that within the limits of civilization, things are done rationally. Am I supposed to personalize it?
You're supposed to share your views.
My view, FOU, especially FOU Ikeja, which is the number one. You got, like I say, you have FOU Zone A, Zone B, Zone C.
Yeah.
Or Zone A covering Lagos and Seme border. I think the relationship with the border command has been very.
No, we're not talking about border command. Now.
Okay.
The complaint of a lot of agents. Now we're going to move it away from customs now. We're bringing it to agents and importers.
Yes.
That
why should they have?
You clear your goods, say from Tinkan. You drive from Tinkan to Mile 2. FOU stops you. The question is.
He is from the border.
No, I'm giving him. So what it means is that you clear your goods from Tinkan, you drive to Maitu, FOU stops you, and then begin to cross-examine what has already been cleared from Tinkan. We're asking, is that not duplication?
And I've answered you when I said, remember what Obirika said to Konkwo? If the custom management had decided there will be a unit of it that should be FOU, that is what it is. Because they believe that even if there's a mistake anyway, FOU corrected, and they're correcting it. Remember, I'm an agent. And I know that most of agents listening to me now, they may curse me, but whichever way you try to curse me, you are cursing yourself. Because there's a saying in my place that what caused an injury, what caused an injury will cause me to treat the injury so that it doesn't fester. I am not the custom management that created Federal Operations Unit. They have their reason. If you are coming from a pub, from whatever, and you believe all is right, ask you your document, you give them your document.
All right.
To give a little clarification, FOU is an interventionist unit. Of course, we used to have our 3 interventionist units before. We had the strike force, we had the border drill, and then the FOU. But the FOU is the only one that
strike force no longer there.
Strike force has been disbanded. Border drill has been disbanded last year. Yeah. Now, then I think probably in the wisdom of the Nigerian Customs Service, they needed it to be there in order to, for those things that fall through the safety nets on quotes, for them to be able to mop it up. But I think what my colleague is asking is this: what about the far-reaching effect of sometimes, or maybe what some call excesses, things that has already been cleared just a few meters away, it's now being looked at.
What I will say, they don't want you to suffer. That is why they are very close to you. So that as soon as they are done with you, you spread your wings and you move. You have even said it beyond much more than me. Interventionist and all those things. The wisdom in the custom management and the custom hierarchy to create FOU is not unknown to it. And I think they are doing a good job.
All right, sir.
Sorry, closure of the border. The closure of the border.
Which of the borders?
Well, there was a time Seme border was closed.
And that didn't mean that all the borders in Nigeria
we are looking at Seme border.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you, the closure of the border, as at when it was closed, did it really affect trade?
Definitely.
Or was it really closed? Or was it partially closed and partially opened?
When we say, when I was driving here, this particular issue, I was just ruminating through it in my mind. When they say the border is closed, the border was not completely closed. Seme border was not completely closed. It was closed to some items. Because when we said the border was closed, ETLS was doing the baggage assessment, was doing the other people. The border was not closed at people, the human traffic was also closed. No. You understand?
Yeah.
It's just that some items were barred from coming in from Seme border, because that's why I wanted clarification. The closure of the border is a generic statement. It means all the borders in Nigeria were on this. We're talking about Seme border today. Vehicles, we used to clear vehicles from Seme border. We don't do it again for now. We are hoping that after all said and done, we are prayerfully asking the federal government, despite the security reports it gets, to open the border for vehicles to go through it. I'm using this opportunity as an agent. And I'm using this opportunity I have, listening to you, to say whatever security, because I know before they do anything, they go for their security reports. Many a time, there are vested interests that might not give you the real thing you know. You get the security report, but I am using this opportunity to plead with the federal government to open Seme border for vehicular clearing of vehicles.
Why?
Because whichever way you go, these vehicles still come into Nigeria. You know it, I know it.
No, I don't know what I don't know.
Okay, now I'm telling you, whichever way you go, they're still coming to Nigeria. And we still, because the population of Nigeria and the strategic position of Nigeria, the market value of the population of Nigeria is something you cannot joke with. Whichever, see, there is something that baffles me. When you talk about smuggling is not an Igbo word, not a Yoruba word. It's an English word. That means they smuggle there. That's why it's in their dictionary.
True. Yeah.
So now that you have brought in smuggling, let me also hold you. How would you rate smuggling today across Seme border?
We don't smuggle through Seme border. Do you see? I was very collective. I used the collective word we. Custom doesn't allow us to smuggle. We don't smuggle.
Okay. The
At Seme border.
trade.
What they do, the primary concern of custom is to facilitate trade. And I'll be very, very, very objective and very, very clear in telling you that we, the agents at Seme border, because spirit don't smuggle. We agents at the border, we don't smuggle.
So
if you have a contrary view, tell me.
So I'm coming to that now. So all the goods that are said to be seized as smuggled goods that pass through Seme border, is it the spirits that bring them in?
Yes. Spirits don't bring them in. But you know that out of 12, you must have a Judas. Sometimes it's a mistake of the driver going to where he's not asked
This is
to
the
go.
Maritime and Border Show.
An interesting one. We have been talking with Chief Metu, Ejike Metu, and this is the Maritime Border Show.
Suddenly I'm hearing that there are spirits at the border. We'll come back to that. Meanwhile, the phone lines are going to be opened. You can reach us on 0700 903 903 903
and 08171756338.
0803 692 9933. VOP 90.3 FM is
Maritime
the station.
and Border Show. Hello, Tommy and
Prince Chilaka. All right, we're coming back to the issue of spirits and, but, I mean, let's forget the light.
No, I didn't mention spirit. Too. Because when you talk about spirits, you have hot drinks that are spirit. And you have spirit that are spirit in the spirit world. There is no border for spirit.
yeah, I want to do a follow-up question to the question my colleague asked.
Just hold on. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chinesa.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay, my name is Rick. I'm calling you from.
Your line is not very
Okay,
clear.
go ahead. Let's see if we can manage it.
Can you change your position so that we can hear you a little bit clearer?
Okay, okay, just. Can you hear me, sir?
We can manage it. Go
Okay,
ahead.
go on ahead and ask your question. We say fine.
Please, that my brother there, tell him that I'm equally an union person in that system, and in trailer unit.
Sorry, can you call back? We can't hear you. Can you
Yes.
call back? It's not clear.
It's too much.
All right, go ahead.
The last controller Ben Ramalogo, he made some a lot of seizures in the course of his duty, particularly things like.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm a union member of trailer park. I believe that my brother there know what I mean by that. And I know him in person as well. So at least
what's your name,
I
please?
believe he should have. Yeah?
Go ahead.
I believe he should have at least say something that at least will be meaningful to the authorities to hear and know what exactly is happening there. But what I see there is unfortunately someone protecting his testing and his business. Because whatever I heard him saying that good use is already kind of convinced that we there hearing him saying that or whatever he's narrating there, we are biased and disappointed. because what he's saying there is contrary of what is going on in that road and in that Seme border. So I see it as wish any other person that know what is going on there, that is equally working where he's working, not that he's just trying to protect one or two as a businessman.
Okay, sir.
So
Could you state your own fact?
Okay, my own fact.
Okay.
When someone asks how many points is there in Seme border, I can call the point, the number, and everywhere they are. We have not less than 18 points of customs here. And what then does is that one checkpoint that is approved by the headquarters or by the Keja, you will see them split themselves into 4 to 5 in less than 2 posts, which is their way. When you pass this one, you make this one. So if you kind of want to correct what I'm saying or want to do your verification, with your camera, move down there. Just bought a taxi from the Seme border to Badagry roundabout here. You will do your findings.
Okay, you are talking about the whole stretch. Are you talking about one stretch from Seme to Badagry Junction?
Yes.
Or you are talking about the adjoining roads?
No. Let's say from the, okay, let me leave the roundabout from Seme to Gwaji. From Seme to Gwaji.
Okay.
Even in that Gwaji post, we have at least we have a kind of anti-fly there. We have FOU there. We have border patrol there. We have what is it called? Anti-bomb here. How many are there? In the same that Gwaji, I'm not even telling you where you reach maybe Bretu or maybe Jenko. I'm telling you at the same that Gwaji bridge there. So aside from that one, when you are trying of maybe complain or whatever, yes, let me say that when you say understanding, there is synergy of understanding there than before. And what is that understanding there? That understanding there is your money, which the people losing is the federal government. I don't know if you are getting me.
All right, thank you. We've had you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so let's continue. Okay, there's another call on the line. Hello. Please move from your radio. Yes, move from your radio. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
You see, your analyst there, from his way of talking, you will understand is trying either to defend the clearing agent or is trying to defend the federal government. I don't know. I'm a traveler myself. I do all my business outside this country. I have a lady that came all the way from Bangui to Nigeria. When he came to visit me here in Nigeria, he met not less than 20 custom checkpoints from Badagry to Maitu, even getting to Oshodi where I live. Then, when we were going back to Banjul, we went through Idiroko. I deal on mice outside the country. I deal on mice. Then when I finish, I come to Lagos where I reside, where I stay. You see, do you know what she told me? He said, Babo, I said, he said, this is no country. If me as a foreigner is coming to Nigeria and meeting custom checkpoints like this, I will not do business here in Nigeria. That means your country is fraudulent and your country is not a good country. From Bangui to Banjul, you get no less than 2 custom checkpoints. Then police, you get no less than 1. Guarantan, you get no less than 1. No soldier, no any other force again. Then why should we in Nigeria, you have multiple of them? What are they checking? From Lagos to Benin is something else. So what is he talking? What is he trying to tell us? Why is he deceiving us here? We know what is happening.
Thank you so much.
The border is closed, it's closed. Everything you see there is smuggled and nothing more. Thank you. Babu from Oshodi.
Thank you. He's entitled to his opinion. You are also entitled to your own opinion.
And please, dear listeners, please mind the language you use. The last speaker just accused our guest here of lying, in a way. I don't think.
Yes, you want to say something?
Yes. I'm sorry. Thank you for trying to defend me, but I don't think I need it. If your partner says that because he came to Nigeria, and I don't know at what point he joined us, because I know we started this program as at the point I joined, there were foundational statements we made. And if you have your guest from Banjul, and after, I don't know what you say, he called you a Prado or whatever, and he told you that this is not a country, for God's sake. We're not talking about Gambia or Banjul, we're talking about Nigeria. Mm-hmm. You don't have that right to tell me that my country is not a country. You don't have such rights. To the extent you have your opinion, we have a country, and it's our duty. And as a journalist of so many years, investigative one at that, let me tell you, we talk about insecurity in Nigeria, but because it's our country. You that travels, you go to Gambia, you go to Banjul. The America we are talking about today, a lot of things happen there, but you don't see it in the press. The other day, I was on the internet where they showed us where a bullion van was stopped in daylight, robbed in Britain. Do you understand me? It didn't come official. It came through because social media. So we also owe ourselves and our country the duty. As much as we know we have dirty linens, we must not wash all of them. That the public will know we are washing them. If you listen to the foundational statement we made, we acknowledge everything you said, but we did say we can always improve on them. Thank you very much. My name is Ejike Meto. I'm not a liar. Thank you.
And I see. I stand by the what I said before. The last time I passed through that route, I think there were just about 4 custom checkpoints. Yeah. And of course, I'm sure I was there when the CG about 2 years ago ordered that the number of checkpoints that's customs now be cut down, and I don't think there are more than 4 checkpoints. Maybe they are mixing it up. Maybe police, customs, immigration.
And he would have listened to what I said about the police.
So the customs checkpoints between Badagry and Seme is about 4. I don't think maybe 1 more after that.
But you know that it depends on the time you pass through that route. Because when you talk about that road, you have the activities in the day and the activities in the night.
Yeah, okay.
There are 2 sides of that road.
Sure.
So, I don't know.
I passed there through the day.
You pass there through the day.
Yeah.
And it's a different ball game in the night.
Yeah.
I don't know what night, what time. But then I am very open to, and I'm just a guest here. Whatever I'm saying is my opinion.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you a question. Yeah, in relation to the one that my colleague here asked before about the issue, a whole lot of things like foreign coins, of course, the normal petroleum and then things like drugs were seized during the last time I was there around. What is it? Have the season of these things, have they come down? These people who trying to smuggle these things in, by your own estimation, have the seizure of these illicit things, have they come down?
The fact that you said you are trying to say that these things pass through Seme border, and I will be very graphic in what I want to say. I say smuggling is not a local language. And when you talk about, you see, when you say so thing happening and so thing, whichever way you like it, a society is made up of the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you don't get one of it, it's not a society. And for the fact that some of them are seized, it's even the more reason why we should commend the officials, especially the NDLEA. You understand? In collaboration with the customs. Yeah. So we need to commend them. What are they doing? For them to seize this means they could comfortably have accepted anything, but they don't.
Hello.
Hello,
good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon, man. I just want to add a little bit concerning what the other man spoken about, the number of people that are on the border.
Who are we speaking with?
My name is Mandy. I'm speaking from Sulere.
Okay.
Now, the last man was saying, that the society is made up of good, the bad, and ugly. I know many of them in this country have traveled, have been in the US for a while. You can never see any police station. You can only see people who hide themselves away. And these people who are in this developed country, I don't know human being. I went to Ghana last year to a party in Ghana. One in that party is who and who comes to that party. Now, in that party, there was no police, there was no army. Only see one bus are collecting tickets for people entering the country. Why must we see the bad and ugly in Nigeria, different from what you see in other countries? And we're there defending. You don't know the time of the day. You don't know the minute. You don't know to be sincere with me, to be sincere with you, I'm even angry myself. Why must the good and ugly happen in Nigeria? No person who constantly talks good about this country. Nigeria is not made up of human beings. There are people in the US, there are people in Canada. Is it not the same, the world government? What is different between those we see in the other countries? And the great thing that people travel out of this country, they won't bring in the good they saw. They want to come here and say that is good, that is bad and ugly. Is it a very good expression? To be sincere, is really mind-aching and boggling. And we are good there defending. We don't know the time. Madam, live from here to Eastern region, from Lagos to Eastern region, from Benin, you count more than 300 checkpoints. You see the custom, you see the VIO, you see the army. Are we, is all Nigeria robbers? Are we all robbers? It doesn't make good sense now. And people are telling you can't do a business in Nigeria, and somebody saying Nigeria made up of good, the bad, and ugly. It doesn't, to be sincere, it doesn't add up.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, man.
But of course, that's the truth. You have good people, bad
with
people.
due respect to what you have just said, when people say they have traveled, yes, you have traveled, you have traversed the world. But when you go to certain countries, you hear the word drug baron. People are arrested for having drugs. Were they arrested in Nigeria? That's the same society. When I use the word, the good, the bad, and the ugly, they are in every country all over the world.
All over. I
told you, if you listen very well, I said I'm a journalist, for God's sake. I am. And when you are talking about other countries, please, you're not talking about heaven. Because every other good word is in their dictionary, every other bad word is in their dictionary. I'm speaking in English language. Whatever word I'm using is because I saw it in their lexicon, meaning that it operates in their country.
Yeah.
Okay? You went to Ghana. I do go to Ghana. I will tell you the truth. When I pass Seme border around 8 and enter Benin Republic, I have a different feeling of safety. When I move down to Ghana, I have a different feeling of safety. When I'm coming back, when I pass Seme and enter Badagry, my mood changes. Same yours. So if you don't understand the language I used, I made a general statement, which is, I will stand on my, without any fear of people telling, in every country, you have the good, you have the bad, and that is why they have police in that country.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, so looking at...
You want to react to the question I asked you.
What was that? Sorry.
Issue of the rate of smuggling.
Yes, I was saying it. I said, no, you are talking about drugs.
Yes.
And I say that agency like NDLA, on that route, should be commended. Yeah. We even have intercepted those things. It means that we have men of integrity who could have comfortably compromised. But for the fact that we get these seizures from time to time.
So there's strong collaboration there.
So I did say it, that at the border, the different agencies, have you ever heard that one agency and the other there, just like you see in some within the... No, you're laughing, but that's the truth.
We saw it at the airport the other time.
We have not seen at the border where you see either the custom or the police, either the custom or the NDLA, either the custom or immigration.
Or the quarantine.
On the quarantine, you see that every other CAC that comes as, quote-unquote, the head of that, the father of that place, they have made it a point of duty to know that even in our normal family houses, all of us must not agree. But it depends on the wisdom of the father of that house. Because in my place, they say, in a palace, if I use this word there, some people will call it, You have the good, the bad, and the ugly. When there's a need for the bad, we bring them. When there's a need for the good, and when there's a need for the ugly, you also call them out. That is why it's a palace.
Okay, let me ask you this question. In terms of, because you were laying emphasis on clearing of cars.
Yes.
Now, if I'm right from what you're saying, it is cheaper. Is it that it is cheaper clearing cars from Seme border as against, clearing it from the ports?
I'm not going to go into the details because for now, my prayer has not been answered.
The prayer might be answered.
It might be answered.
So let us take it.
No. It's until we have, if you help us, the permission to do. When we start operating, we know what the difference is.
Before now, let us take it from. It's something you are used to before it was stopped.
Before now,
Yes.
Because of the volume of cars or trades, trade coming into Nigeria, whether cars or whatever. But you will not also forget that Nigeria being the father of most African nations, especially our neighboring countries
West
like
African
Benin Republic.
country.
Sometimes a big man does not only bring food, he will eat alone.
So you have not.
I'm coming to that. You're asking me.
I am asking a question.
You're asking a question. I'm trying to answer you. The main fact that we have ECOWAS, and Benin Republic is our immediate neighbor. You will not take because you are so blessed in your country, you close your door to your neighbors that might not be as wealthy as you are. So, if it is imperative we allow our neighbors some latitude of sharing in our God-given, then what's wrong with it?
The question I'm still asking, you're not asking. I said, are you by extension saying that it is cheaper clearing cars through the land border than clearing it from the ports?
Then,
yes.
It's not a question of being cheaper. It's a question of helping facilitation where you have different options. That's the word. Different options.
Well, sir, let me get it a little bit clear. A shipper drops a car at the port at Benin, Cotonou. It is cleared there. At the border again, it is cleared. Will that not make the cost of clearing much higher than it will be?
Now you have made my question easier. You said a shipper. We have the Shippers Council. Now, when you talk about shipping, the question you should ask yourself, a ship laden with cars alone, the question is, how much is the freight to Benin Port?
Okay.
Same ship carrying the same number of cars. How much is the freight to Nigeria? Okay. You know what I will tell you now? The freight you pay to stop in Lagos is different from the freight you pay to stop in Port Harcourt.
In the same country? In
the same country. They are not supposed to be because Lagos depends on, I'm not, I don't know the side of the Atlantic Ocean, the nautical miles. But you use the word, the same country. But I tell you, they are not the same. So, if, conditional statement, if the freight of betting that ship in Benin Republic is cheaper, meaning that at the end of the day, the total cost of doing that car will also be cheaper because these things they count. Okay. They count. And maybe the delay in bringing them out, they count.
Okay, let me, I'm still going to go back to my question.
Do.
I'm going to rephrase it. A lot of agents, some who have come here, those who have called us in private have said to us that it is cheaper clearing from Benin than it is clearing from our ports. Do you agree with that?
I don't know what you asked them that day. You're asking me my own. I will not agree to what somebody has agreed to. I'm an agent. I work at different ports. You understand me? You see, I'm a licensed agent, and that brings me to an issue. That person.
Hold on 1 second. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Samuel.
Okay.
Samuel, please lower the volume of your radio or move away completely from there.
Trying to know.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the question I want to ask is just like the same question you're asking our brother in the studio.
that you refuse to answer that question. No, it's, to my own understanding, that question is just yes or no. But you see the reason why Nigeria, so I don't know what you want to use.
Please ask the question. Ask your question, sir.
Yes. Yeah, the question I want to ask is, let the man answer that question he asked. Whether is it cheaper here to clear it in the this thing here than the Benin Republic? Answer yes, this is cheaper, and this is the reason why maybe it's cheaper. Okay, it is cheaper, or it is not cheaper, that is higher, or this is the reason why it's higher. So that's what I want. I want the man to answer that question.
All right, thank you, sir.
Did you hear him, sir?
I am not in a court of law where a lawyer will force you to say yes or no.
Yeah.
This is, questions can be very rhetoric. And questions, there is what you call direct questions that need yes or no. And there are variables. And I want to be very careful because I'm a Nigerian. First and foremost, my interest is about Nigeria. Mm-hmm. If the federal government has allowed such a thing to happen, that's why I am saying, let them.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. I have called before, but just give me 30 seconds. I just want to check. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
Please, your program is very sensitive to nature. It's very sensitive. If everybody is calling and a kind of, we are here saying all this we are saying or doing this program, it's a kind of to elevate many people, to help people out of many obstacles and predicaments in business or clearing. Please, if your guest is here, please, to answer questions, it will help people a lot. Many people don't know and they want to know. They don't see why the dribbling or court of law. There's no reason for that. You came here to explain things for people to understand and know what they are taking and whatever. But if I will help you to answer what that last caller called, please, when you clear in Benin, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Go on ahead.
Okay. When you clear, the difference is there is this. Formally, 1 million SEPA formally is 350,000 naira as of 2010. Are you hearing me?
Go ahead.
Now, 1 million SEPA is 2,870,000 naira here. Meaning that even people that are crossing Nigerian border to go to Benin to go and buy motor, even if that motor price is that now it has not changed. The motor that we use 1.5 million naira before to buy in Benin, maybe 7 million naira SEPA, is still the same amount today. But the issue now is that when you are buying motor in Benin Republic now at the rate of 3 million SEPA, for example, it means you are pricing, for example, even if it's a Golf, even if it's a Golf, even if it's this Toyota Corolla, even if you are buying it with a kind of 5 million SEPA, it means you are changing and you are using Naira, our local currency here. It means we are kind of multiply 2,870,000 times 5. You see the bogus that the way it has arrived. Now, and you will still clear it in their port, because one thing with them there is that agents, they don't clear motor for you or in their port. You will buy motor by yourself and clear it by yourself. And then have this, then have, even if you are buying motor, you work in Benin seaport there, maybe the Lebanese will sell for you or the Indians there. Even if I take 1 million naira to pay out gate for G-Wagon, I'm using 1 million SEPA to also pay out for Golf and Toyota Camry. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Hence, ask anybody. Hence is that port, just like now, you are bringing your motor, ride. No, I'm not talking of container, just motor that you bought, because most of their motor, they sell it in the port there. And the no motor there in the port there is clear. You will buy and you will see their customer office there. You will go there as a customer. The agent will lead you or the seller will lead you there. You will pay to Benin custom there. Even if it's G-Wagon, Range Rover, 1 million naira to get out of that port.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Thank you.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, what are you trying? What's the point you're trying to make? Is it that it is cheaper there to
very, very, very cheaper there? The only problem we have here now is that our naira has collapsed.
Okay, thank you so
That's
much.
what makes it
Thank
cheaper.
You.
Yeah.
All right. I think.
Sorry, I think I want to thank you, sir, for being. When I started, I said I want to be graphic. He's more graphic than me. And my not going there was deliberate.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello. My name is Nelson.
Okay.
Where are you calling him from?
I'm calling from Agege.
Okay, go on ahead. Your question, please.
All right. There's a question that was asked to that particular man at the studio.
His name is
Why is
Chief
it's not
Chief
particular.
Metu
His name is
Ejike Metu.
Hello?
His name is Mr. Ejike Metu.
Educate, yeah. That question, why is it that those coming by Benin are cheaper and the one coming to Nigeria, he was trying to judge. It's just to explain. He doesn't have any explanation. So what is he talking? Is he trying to side the government or what? Let us know.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, I will continue from where I stopped.
Yes.
The last speaker before
Was
you
graphic, you
was
said.
very more graphic than me. We are talking about the exchange rate. So they are talking about what obtains across the border there. Remember when you clear from the Benin customs, you still come back to us.
Yeah.
None of them has inputted that side of it. And
Hold on, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, go ahead.
And you know the questions that cars are not going through the border for now.
Yeah.
Officially, they are not going through the border.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, he's Engineer FM.
Please, can you
Engineer FM calling me
From
from.
your radio, please. Move away from your radio. Switch it off.
I'm using my phone. I'm using my phone to make the call.
Yeah,
I'm listening and making the
remove it
call.
from speaker.
I'm using earpiece.
Okay,
Remove
okay.
the earpiece, please.
Okay, go on ahead. Ask your
Is
question.
it okay now?
Yes.
Is it okay now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is Engineer FM.
Go ahead.
Calling from quickly, I greet everyone. I don't know why your guest really sounding like Ghana and Croatia. Accidentally, they tremble you to Q and Z. They ask you a simple question. You can just go straight and answer and educate. A lot of people are listening to the video. It's just to educate people. But you have to keep trembling everybody. I don't understand. This is the other caller actually explained this thing black and white. No, not telling us what. Please, just try and be explicit as possible. So that other people can actually
He's trying to explain one
Thank
now
you.
when you
Thank
called in.
Thank you very much, sir. And I respect your view. I don't have any problem with your view. But if you listen very carefully to me, you understand why. Yeah. Because remember, the question is very hypothetical because the vehicles are not going through the border for now.
Sorry. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Ejike.
Sir?
Your name and where you're calling in from, please.
This is Chief Joseph Okando from Okafabada.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Your line, okay, go on ahead. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
I said I'm calling from Badagry.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I know most people do not understand how you are there at the test. It's been meticulous, but
Sorry, you have to call back. Your network is very bad. You have to call back, sir. Sorry. You have to call back. All right, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I said the question is very hypothetical because I made a prayer that the federal government should open the border.
Please, if you call us, move away from your radio set. If you're using an earpiece, please remove it. Go ahead.
All right. The side of it, one of them has been very graphic, like I repeat again. But the fact remains that for now, we don't know what it will take in Nigerian side because our prayers have not been answered.
Okay.
Hello.
So there's no way I can give you a total value of it.
Yes, good afternoon.
It's one
okay, you
leg.
can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can say your guest. Many of us may not understand him, but if you are a practitioner, you know that he's been meticulous with his answers.
Because what is happening, like somebody visited him from Banjul and came to Nigeria and saw the multiple checkpoints along the road. And then when they went back, they started telling the person that it's like our people are not all that, straightforward in their business dealings, which causes the multiple checkpoints. See, there is no way this man will give you any answer except you are a practitioner, you understand where he's coming from. The government know what is happening, but they are refusing to really curtail these excesses of their their agencies. They know what is happening. Like we are talking about the federal operation. From Tinkan, when you come out from Tinkan, you see how many of them that are on the road, the vehicles parked. While in the law, they are supposed to be very far away. They are not supposed to be around there. The government knows about that. So the agents are suffering a lot from the hands of the multiple agencies that we have in the port. So we are talking about Seme border. But Seme border is a kind of creation by, would I say, the laxity of our government. When you shoot up your duty, you have flights. The money you're supposed to collect flies away to Seme. And it has given room to smugglers. Like he said, the man there said, the agents are not smugglers. Yes, clearing agents are not smugglers. They are trade facilitators. They calculate the duty and give you to pay. But when you make it so difficult for the importers, they will find a way to make sure their goods come into the country because they want to sell. So the onus lies on the federal government to really curtail all the excesses, like jacking up the duties they are doing every day. So you cannot expect that man to start explaining to you how he does his business clearing or other. It doesn't call. The issue is that if you follow this Badagry we are talking about, how many customs checkpoints are on the road? And the development of Lagos has stretched up to Badagry. When somebody carries one cup of rice, you see the customs coming to pull that person down, which is very, very uncalled for. So all these things the government are hearing, they should, reform all these things. We are developing every day. We can never continue to in this crude way of, pursuing people all about in the town that they are checking smuggling. Why they are supposed to be at the border?
Thank you so much.
So that's just it. I want to tell him that he should, continue to manage his words as he is doing it. Many of us who are not in the business will not understand what he's saying. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling in. Go on,
At least let me have a breather. Thank you very Thank you very much. It boils down to I see this.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Oh, good afternoon, VOP. My name is Mr. Uchenna, and I'm calling from Okota.
Mr. Uchenna, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Your analyst there, somehow I seem not to understand why he's trying to play prank in the simple question that is thrown to him. And somehow I understand that he's trying to protect some interest. He's not being factual and real to the happenings of the day. The question they asked him, is it cheaper here or there? He refused to answer. The way they structure the governmental organization in this country is so pathetic. Can you imagine when you're talking of FOU? That FOU, after you clear your container from the income, as you're coming, you will pay money for the FOU. When you carry your container to the nearby warehouses or market where you offload, the same FOU will take their vehicle, patrolling from one street to the other, from one warehouse to the other. Anywhere they see the container open, they will stop and ask for money for fuel. And they will give them 20,000. Now, the union of the market also have made it okay. Any container you bring, you will pay 20,000 for the FOU. Then I ask my question, why is this country so wicked and so stubborn? Why? That people, after clearing their container, they pass due process and all that. As they are coming, they will pay FOU about 100 or something. When they pack the container to offload, FOU will also come and ask for money. If you don't pay that money, they will forcefully carry that container just to wicked you. And you are telling me that this is a viable country that one wants to survive in. My brother, you guys have to tell ourselves the truth, because it's getting to my nerves. Not only me, many of us, most of the people are complaining. This is a voice from the street.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, sir. Please, go on ahead and to answer your question.
I know he is. Uchenna, with due respect to you, I'm an agent. I'm not a trader. I don't know what happens, because the question I was asked is about FOU, Federal Operations Unit, and if you listen to me, I said
actually the one they are complaining about is whether it's cheaper to.
Yes, I have said it. Remember, it's the prayer I made. I said I am using this avenue for you, the journalists here, because government listen to you. Whichever way it goes, I said, I know they have security reports about the borders, especially Seme border. If not, we've been clearing cars there. As at the last time we cleared cars, we knew what it was.
When was the last time?
The last time before the border was closed. We were clearing cars from there. Okay. And so I'm saying, now that the border has been opened, we have not been allowed. And until, that's why the part I know what it take me to clear at Benin Republic. I don't know what it will take me to cross at the border. And until you can compute the two, I can't emphatically tell you this is what it is.
And then compare the figures.
Compare the figures to. Now, the person said 2010. Remember, as at 2010, to clear maybe the biggest, what do we call the biggest car, newest car, might not be up to 3 or 4 million. But today, we know what it takes because of the policies as about duties.
And then the exchange rate.
The exchange rate, I'm very happy he mentioned that. It used to be 358. Today, am I happy to say that my currency, that Benin, CFA, is 2.5 times or more? I don't find it funny. That is even, some of these questions you don't want to answer, not because as we are answering it, something in you is dying. How did we come to this?
Okay, so we've talked about the border.
Yes.
Now, let me also ask this question. You operate at the border. What role do the Nigerian Shippers Council play along the border?
Thank you. You know why I say thank you to you? In this current dispensation, I have interacted with the coordinator of Shippers Council at Seme border. And I would say individually we talked. Because initially, we were not seeing them at the border, but they have a functional office and a functional coordinator. And we sit Shippers Council, no ship comes to the border. That does not mean that the authority does not cover the border. And you know that when things happen, you use your ingenuity to create things also that will take care of it. Shippers Council, you talk about the ports and whatever. No ship calls, normally whatever.
Hold your breath, sir. Yeah. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Sunday. I'm calling from Elasa.
Go ahead, sir.
My brother GK, man. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I love you. You know why? You are very brainy and you want to protect every sector. Thank you very much. But if we can tell ourselves the truth, the government knows what they're doing. I don't think what is happening in Nigeria can happen in the army. Because when a senior officer like DC will release a container in the tinker, outside you see one star will hold that container and call himself FOU. Why should they be everywhere? FOU can go even to the warehouse. And that man complain about market. That is the truth. But sometimes it looks like, I don't know how we get to this level. But thank you. If government are hearing, let there be a change. But as of now, Nigerians are ready. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead with your thoughts, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for loving me, and thank you.
No. Leave just.
No. Allow me to thank him for this one, man. Shippers Council. Let me thank him for loving me. You are talking about those who say I'm a liar. Now somebody say I love you. I think I will play with that love. Thank you for helping us out to also make the obvious statement we all know. Nigeria is our country. There's no two ways about it.
Of course.
When somebody expects you to say this is what it is, he knows it, you know it, I know it, government knows it. And that is why when we are talking about the implication of you're not being part of elections, some of us tribal it. Whether you vote or you don't vote, decision come, now me and you. So the more reason why we should not feel nonchalant. We should not show this, it doesn't concern me
Sit
attitude.
on the fence.
See, which fence are you going? There won't be fence for you to sit on. So, whatever you do, or whatever you don't do, okay, whether you do something is a decision. Whether you don't do anything is a decision.
Of course.
And you live to see the result of whether you do something or whether you don't do anything. We all know you're expecting me, Ejike, on national radio to tell you that the Reverend Father wears trousers. We all know he wears trousers. Eh? In a lighter mood, anyway, I'm sorry. We are talking about Shippers Council.
Can we just hold on 1 second? Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Prince Chilaka.
Good afternoon.
And everyone in the studio.
You're welcome. Your name, please.
Grandma Maggie.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to really talk about this. Nigeria, in every aspect of process of this country, has been politicized. And it pained me so much that you gave somebody a bone. They threw away the bone. He said, no. He said, you gave him a meat. He said, take this meat. He said, no meat for this bone now. Okay, throw away the bone now. You say small meat sit there inside. I think the whole thing that is happening in this country has been tilted to a certain... I'm sorry to say, please, I'm so sorry. But I think, let me use this avenue to say what I want to say. It's like has been tilted to a certain tribe of this nation. We know that they are the nucleus of this our country's economy, and they are bringing it down every day. But my pain is that we have these people that are saying their people or the economy being driven this way, and they are in the House of Assembly, they are in House of Representatives, but they cannot come up to say this is wrong. It is so disheartening. And I remember I'm in this country. I don't have money to jackpot. It's me a lot that where are we going in this country? In every facet, they are dealing with these people. But they are not dealing with them. Because this thing is bouncing back to the common man. And I cannot buy a car now. I cannot do anything because by the time I go to the market, it is triple. If it is 200% more than what I have. I want to buy a freezer all this one. Somebody brings freezer, all this equipment from
please,
abroad.
We're running out of time. Can we run out, please?
Please. I cannot buy it till date. I am stranded. God bless you. God bless the man. I know. Bless him.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much.
All right.
Another God bless me. I don't joke with such encomiums.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yes, this is Odaba, the ghetto man.
You're welcome.
I greet you.
We'll greet you.
Just like this my sister we just talked to me now. He said, if you buy a car. Now, that is my question. All the things that is happening in our Papa Wharf everywhere, clearing of containers from the Lincoln. Is there anything we get to men they enjoy? Those food items, those small things, even the car where we managed before. All the money that is involved now to clear one container and all the activities there. Is there anything for the ghetto men to enjoy, to benefit? from all these our doings, even from the importation down to masses, both food or whatever, or even our take away with the money. Any benefit from the masses, from the ghetto men? That's my question.
Thank you so much, sir. All right,
So where do we start? From the ghetto man or do I start with the
No,
Shippers
start
Council?
from the Shippers Council. You were talking
The
about
Shippers
the
Council. I will get to what the ghetto man said. The Shippers Council had an office in Seme border, and I have had an interactive discussion with the coordinator there, and they have, because they are used to the ports, but now they are also spreading out to the border. I am talking about Seme border, where I operate. They have a functional office, and definitely, maybe by the time I come back again, you ask me this question, I will be in a better position to give you their blueprint for the border, because it's like learning to walk at the border, no ship.
So they've just started their presence. They just
we are feeling their presence more now, and I believe that the same way we're looking at them, they're looking at us to know how their operations will affect the border.
Okay.
That's the much I can say for now.
Okay, it's all right.
Yes, and I am looking positive because, like I said, I'm not supposed to be saying it here. Even if they don't know, we are all. It's a feed. It's a two-way traffic. They're coming for feedback, and we are giving it and suggesting ways they can be of benefit, both to themselves and to our work at the border.
I'm aware that each CSC that comes in, that's the customs area controller that comes in to any of the commands at the borders, they usually visit the communities to try to appeal to them to not to aid and abet smuggling. What is the role of the stakeholders in all this?
This statement you have made, I beg, maybe you will rephrase it. You say, no, I think you should rephrase it, because it is duty bound when you are going to somebody's environment house. Definitely, you are supposed to go and do your CSR. Abi, community service relation. If you are at the border, the Abba of Ankran is there, the Kwame of whatever, then the communities surrounding there, any administrator definitely will go and say, oh, I've been posted here. And you use the language of smuggling. Going to see them does not mean he's going to ask them, are you telling me they're smugglers? They're not smugglers. That they live near the border doesn't make them smugglers.
But
sorry, don't put me on the spot. These are communities.
So this,
okay, now let me ask you. No. Let me ask you a question.
Smugglers come
Chilaka, hold on. Don't. I'm a journalist like you're a journalist. Does it mean that if you go to Ebonyi State, you go to River State, you go to Delta there, that the oil wells there belong to the Delta people? You won't answer me. The communities around the border are communities like every other community. Whenever any CSC comes, a good administrator definitely will go and say to the other, oh, I am the new person here. The people, I want us to have a very convivial, symbiotic relationship as it concerns my work. That is what these CSCs do. Now, the issue of smugglers, I told you agents are not smugglers. That does not mean there are no smugglers. But my question to you is, are you telling me those smugglers are from the community? Answer me.
We should be asking you that question. Where are they from?
What is your own? What are the stakeholders' own?
You see, the language of smuggling, because the proximity of that community to some border does not make them smugglers. That's what I'm saying.
No, I think
if there is activity of smuggling, who says outsiders cannot come there and smuggle?
No, but I think the problem is.
Am I making some sense?
Mr. GK.
You are making some sense.
Anyway, not all the senses.
I think we need to change this semantics.
Do.
Which we only say, this is not our language. It is borrowed. Because it is borrowed, it means it is their own. But the question is, we know that smuggling takes place at the border. Who are the smugglers?
You know that smuggling takes place at the border.
Yes.
Smuggling of what? Smuggling of what?
Arms, smuggling of drugs.
Yes.
Smuggling of rice.
Only at the border.
Rice.
We are looking at the border with you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes,
I am very grateful you say you are looking at Seme border. Because I threw the question back, smuggling where? If smuggling is happening in other places, why will it not happen at Seme border? Are we not in Nigeria?
Oh.
I said if, conditional statement, if. Please. Don't forget that. You're laughing, but I'm not laughing. I'm very serious. You are talking about my community. You are talking about my place, Seme border.
Yes.
So I am very, very...
It is in the news. It is not me.
No, it's not everything you hear in the news that is correct.
Ah. All right. Well, our time is fast spent. Can I have your parting shots?
I want to say a very big thank you for this opportunity you have given me. And we have a new CAC at the border, and he comes very humble. And I think with his antecedents, he is a trade facilitator. And he's a he's a Democrat. A Democrat in the sense that
Let's take one last call. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
I want to talk to Thomas brother. I want to greet him. I'm no longer upset with him. I tell him that I love him too.
Thank you very much.
It's someone infrastructure in the protect.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I wasn't angry, because if I were angry, you wouldn't come back. But having come back, you have made my day. Now to what I was saying.
Your parting shots.
Yes, my parting shot. The bit I have seen of Controller Adenuga, Wale Adenuga. Yeah. The day he made more mention, I remember Papa just can't come. Yeah. But that was man is Wale. Yeah, you're smiling too. Yeah. Yes, you asked me his antecedents, and he's a trade facilitator, and for anybody to be posted to Seme border, he must have something to offer. And I believe he has something to offer. And the much we have had, just like what we were saying, so far he has been engaging us in different meetings, which is a positive side of it. Because if you don't come to us, we don't talk, we wouldn't know what our problems are. And for you to say you are going into a policy or whatever, you must have aggregated our input to your own, to the extent I agree with your plans. Meetings, when you go to a meeting, you're not supposed to close your door. You open up yourself to give and take. And I want to commend him. And I think and I believe, Seme, despite the numbers, your figures you have mentioned, I think we're going to have a more robust, result-oriented relationship between him and the agents and the communities, the made of the Obas and whatever. He is so far, I'm praying for him to succeed beyond his predecessor.
Okay.
And I am praying you, asking you people, I'm praying that. But the next time I will come here is to thank you for telling the government to open the border for us to be clearing cars.
We'll be happy on that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. This has been the Maritime and Border Show. Today we had Chief Ejike Metu, an actor, a politician, a journalist, and of course, a maritime guru. And it's been such a wonderful session today. A whole lot of phone calls came in. We thank you all for participating on this session of the show. We will like you to tune in again next week. The show has been increased from 1 hour to 2 hours now, so we have more time now to talk about a whole lot of things, all things that concerns the maritime and then the border. Thank you so very much. My name is Dili Utomi, and with me is...
All right, we come to the end of the show. We're appealing to the federal government. People are saying, look into the activities of the Nigerian Customs. Look into the activities of the Nigerian Shippers Council. Find a way to meet the stakeholders. Find a way to make trade easy for everyone. If the trade is easy, I am telling you, Nigeria will blossom. Regarding the borders, there's a lot to benefit from the borders. Tourism, exchange of language, food, and all of that. So we're appealing. We're not forcing the government, but we're appealing to government to look at the ways at which they can really, really bring up the borderline to a point where they have electricity, they have good roads, and they have all the necessary equipment they require to be able to facilitate trade. This is the Maritime and Border Show
on VOP 90.3 FM.
My name is Prince Chilaka. See you next week.
Yeah, my name is Dilio Tommy.
And my name is... My name is...